Hi, my name is Jennifer Dean. I go by Jen. This is my husband, Glenn. We have been living in Landrum for a couple years now. Before that, we were in Boiling Springs for about 6 months. And prior to that, we were in upstate, way upstate New York by the Canadian border for our lives. So I worked for the state for 40 years in the health department. And then we moved down here to be closer to my mom, who's 95 and lives in Columbus, and my sister. My parents came down here. My dad was the priest at Good Shepherd for years before he passed away. So we sort of have a lot of family in this area from where my parents first retired down here. Got anything to add?
Yep, that's why we moved down here. Most of it was location and then familiarity and also the friendship here. The people are just wonderful. Everybody's not political. It's wonderful. We really like the area. We like the people. I don't know what else to say.
Well, my dad, having been from Good Shepherd, my dad was, his funeral was here. And we've always have been proponents of going to the local church. And we were, obviously we're born Episcopalians and we're baptized and confirmed in the Episcopal Church. And so we wanted to find the closest local church, and we wanted a bigger church. And so we tried Holy Cross, and we really loved the preaching and the teaching and the fellowship. We just wish COVID was over so we could meet more people. I really like hanging out, and we do puzzles. We did it even before COVID, but we did a lot more with COVID. I play the violin. I haven't played it a lot lately, but I used to play at church when we lived up north. And I like hanging out with my sister, doing just about anything, but I'm not into gardening. I don't necessarily like yard work, but I help Glenn with, he has beehives, so I help him put the honey in the jars, and he has started growing mushrooms, so I'm starting to look and learn about mushroom recipes so I can do all things with obscure kind of mushrooms.
I was in the grocery business and automotive business for most of my life, so I still work on antique cars, and like she said, we do a lot of honey. It's a lot harder than people realize, but I enjoy doing it.
Well, when I lived up north, I was very involved in church on the diocesan level and the national level and the parish level. I was senior warden for a while and got involved in pretty much everything. So when we got down here, I said to Father Robert that I would like to get involved in outreach, because one of the things I didn't mention before is that I've gone on mission trips to Haiti and the Dominican Republic and in the Appalachians, and I really enjoyed that. So I wanted to get involved in missions, and he said, well, I have an idea. And he said, how about you get involved in inreach? And I said, well, how is that different than outreach and missions? And he said, it's more internal to what goes on with the parishioners in the church. So I have met with Rosemary a few times because she's ready to take a break from doing that kind of work. And so I'm starting to get to know the people from the inreach committee and some of the people that do all the work. And I will be assuming the inreach duties sometime this summer. I also am a member of the Daughters of the King, so I have met the ladies from the Daughters of the King. And hopefully I'll be able to get more involved in other things, like if there's a mission trip, or if there's, I'd like to be able to read, and I was a Eucharistic minister up north too, so just different things like that, post-COVID.